Hello, everyone. We have Jovan today with a great product. And Jovan, in two sentences, what was your business idea and how does it change the world?
Yeah, my business idea is actually to eradicate the paper as paper labels, paper signages in all industries, in which would lead to more, how can I say, sustainable future, yeah, and more efficient future. And by this, I'm using ink technology as electronic shelf labels or ink labels in fashion industry, and with these products I'm achieving a lot of increase in efficiency, and of course no more paper as paper labels.
Excellent. So you're talking about uh, being without papers and think, but how energy efficient is this really?
Oof, this is like the most energy efficient screen in the world. Like when you're not transmitting any changes in dormant state, it doesn't consume the batteries. Because each of these displays based on a ink has its own battery. It's a simple battery you can buy it on any market. Yeah? Um, and in dormant state it doesn't consume any battery, so you can pull out the battery and it will still show the picture on the screens. So it consumes batteries only when you transmit changes, like in changes in prices on these labels or different products, or I don't know, different pages. And it consume just a portion of this battery, so battery lasts like from 7 to 10 years, sometimes even more, depending on how many changes you have. But if you have 2 3 changes per day, it will last at least 8 years. Yeah.
Exceptional. So uh, can you show us how does it look like? And in the meantime, what was the moment when you went from this idea in your mind to that step? Okay, let's make it real. Let's make it a business. Let's make it something that I will work on.
Yeah, like 5 years ago, when I first saw a brand, I think it was the Pricer, Swedish brand.
Mhm.
Actually, Pricer exists 30 years. This is not like a new technology. It exists 30 years, but it became popular after COVID, or during the COVID actually, because there was no employees working in shops. You could never expect who will show up on the work, who will not show up. So most of the retail companies started implementing ESL, or electronic shelf labels, during COVID. And since COVID, it has a huge expansion. Like, I don't know, it's a 30 or 40% increase each year. So right now, like most retailers in Europe using ESL or starting to use ESL, they didn't scale in all stores except little scaled in all stores
Oh,
immediately.
I think there are a lot of stores that are still having these printed labels because I know as a consumer that I see it several times that you see, okay, what is the price of this, and you don't have the price because there's a wrong label or there's no label, and there are these papers that are falling off this, I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah, rails, yeah.
yeah.
Um, it's actually it's a huge percentage of mistakes. At least 1 of 10 products is wrong price on the shelf in comparison to point of sales. People never realize that, but if they could check that, they will see it. It's at least 1 of 10 products.
Okay,
uh,
for our for our viewers, can you show how does it look like and what does it uh, I don't know show, or what are the possibilities of this?
Yes,
Wait.
just a second.
Yeah.
Okay, I will show, let's say, one picture of classic ESL. Okay, this is for my market in Serbian. So uh, this is ESL 4 colors, the new design of Vintech ESL that I'm using as a distributor.
Hmm.
And as you can see on this screen, it's a full graphic display. We can design a template for regular price, for promotional price, or for each kind of promotions. Yeah, and it's connected directly to ERP or POC of the client. So once the client change prices in their system, it's immediately integrated with our cloud system, and prices are immediately changed on the shelves without human touch, without human intervention, without errors. Yeah. So we do it wirelessly using proprietary Wi-Fi network and base stations of ESL producer. Yeah. So it's a two-way communication with ESLs. ESL return information about the battery, does the changes are executed or not. So it's easily controlled. You can control the entire chain of stores from one point, from one web-based application. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you.
Employees in the store have a mobile application. This mobile application is trivial, simple. It's used to connect, to link new products with ESL by scanning the barcode on ESL on the front side and scanning the product barcode, and immediately this ESL become to have new data, like data of the new product. So once automatization is set, it will ensure smooth process next at least 10 years, 7 to 10 years, let's say. And here I used it on some fresh department. You can see it. I have one price, one picture. Yeah, here it is, where you can see how it was before ESL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, usually on a fruit department, we use this bigger ESL, like 4.2 inches.
Hmm.
I don't know, this is like a standard in industry, so
Hmm.
this is the way we use it. Um by the way, each of these ESL do not only have this one page; it has 5 pages inside. So it could change display. For example, for, I don't know, let's say bakery. Um, in bakery, you have automatic promotions after 2 p.m. because uh, it's outdated. So you
Yeah.
need
Yeah. You can lower the price.
yes, yes. So you can make I don't know, happy hours on bakery. And
Great.
things like that. But also, you can do, let's say, a commercialists that's fulfilled the shelves could on their application change the view and see QR code
Hmm.
of, I don't know, to see the data of sold products of their brand, which immediately return back to price after 15 seconds, things like that. So you can do things for not just price automatization, but also, I don't know, you can change it so the customer could see the product details on ESL with a huge font. Yeah. Or also each of these ESL, let me return back here, has a led flashing lamp with 8 different colors. So you can use it as task to light for any kind of operation. Like, let's say you have an online order, and I could highlight with this flash only the products that should be picked up for delivery, or
Okay.
things like that.
Hmm. Great. Uh, Before we go to the further examples of how great it could be, especially in the fashion industry. Uh, let me ask you this: what was the what most surprised you in your entrepreneurial journey, in a good or in a bad way?
In a good way, of good things. Yeah, I was starting in ESL like 5 years ago. Like I started as entrepreneur 5 years ago also. So immediately as I started as entrepreneur, I started with ESL industry. But before that, I was an IT director in like I don't know 5 companies, retail companies, also different industries, automotive, metallurgy, and others. And I realized that this is not my journey because I don't know why IT industry guys are never decision makers. They are always the cost to each company. So I saw myself as irrelevant to any change to the world. So I choose to be entrepreneur, and next day I got on a job interview, but actually I proposed them not to get the job, but to hire me as a consultant,
Mhm.
and I got the job. And tomorrow I got another job and another job tomorrow. So in 3 days I got three jobs, and this way I realized that being entrepreneur is not bad at all. I could have. Uh,
Excellent. Excellent.
and
I like that.
yeah, and I scale myself easy. I have a lot of people that I met through my career, so I could, like disperse my work to others. Okay, this is the beginnings that I started as entrepreneur. Now I have a huge team in my company, so this is something I rely on. And of course LinkedIn on the other side is helping me a lot. I started sharing my experience to audience on LinkedIn, and I have a lot of positive feedback from people that I influenced on their changes, and they lead the way as I did. So it's a great thing, and I always could find a particular new employee or new specialist on LinkedIn because of too many followers. I don't know why people following me.
Great. Uh,
Yeah.
just to interrupt you slightly, uh, do you think, because I do, uh, is this the best time or the easiest time in history to be an entrepreneur, to start your own business?
Yes, yes. This is exactly the best time in, at least it never was the good time to be entrepreneur as it is now. Because people get used to not to work hybrid or to work remote. They are not so tied up to the offices. So but also being entrepreneur in a way to have your own shops, to have all your materials, all goods, you are trapping yourself. I'm some kind of entrepreneur as a consultant for other companies, so I'm always safe. So I'm not maybe the best one to ask these questions, because I'm some kind of mix between employee and entrepreneur.
Mhm. Excellent. So let's go further because I find it really interesting how much possibilities is in the fashion industry and all other industries with these labels you are offering. Can you tell us more about it and show us more about it because it's incredible.
Yeah, first, fashion retail is different than all other sort of retails, because the goods are always moving. It's never returning back to the original spot, so you can't use electronic shelf labels like on fixed positions. You need to have tags, also ink based, which are connected directly to clothing. So I could share it, like here I have some kind of small presentation, which I won't go slide by slide, but I will explain here this tag. As you can see, also it has an ink in the middle. It's four color ink. Okay, in this presentation it's three color, but in meantime it's four color. So it's connected to t-shirt, and it's not just changing price. It also has an accelerator inside, so it knows when it's touched, meaning now we can track the conversions, how many times the customer touched the product, how many times it went to wardroom or going to points of sale, or what do they take together. um, we can monitor their behavior, actually have the complete analytics as we have on e-commerce website. So this is like first time that we could see in a physical store everything we could see in on a e-commerce platform, which is changing the things. Now we can build a perfect omni-channel between e-commerce or e-shops and physical brick and mortar stores. Um, because like if someone wants to buy something online and want to buy it from one store and see it, there is a one product on stock and he buys it, but this product was in the movement process, in the transition, and it's sold in meantime. So now you have a problem. You can't rely you can't send to the customer this product. um, but with this system we can subtract all those products that are in store but in the zone of point of sale. Let me just show some slides. Okay, they have also ESL like this. This is maybe a perfect video to show. As you can see, once the product is touched, immediately on the layout of the store in real time, we can see the dots, what is moving inside the store, what is in the wardroom. In the wardroom, we could, place a tablet. So with application to choose, I don't know, bigger or small size, different colors. So the stuff could bring you, this is the thing that annoys me the most when I'm in fashion store. When something is small, I need to wear my trousers again and to
Yeah.
go out to find the bigger size. This is finally a way, to skip this. And this ESL, this tag is actually not just for. You can see incorrect positions. You can see the size warnings. For example, if the customer is taking a size L, but after the size L always took an XL, so you can see that 90% of people are always taking XL after a large size. So this is a size warning on labels immediately shows up. Like on a large number, you can see take the XL. Because this is
Well,
not the adequate
people
number.
will not follow this advice, I think, but yes, that's a
Yeah,
great.
you can also see, like for example, you have 10 XL shirts in a store exposed to the customer, and like nines are usually, like you can take it and wear it, try it on. Everyone, all the sizes are wear on, but few products are never, after touching picked up.
Yeah,
So this is like you can see that this is possibly damaged items. So the staff should check these items. Are they dirty, damaged, or some kind? So it has all these insights that we didn't had before. This is one of the huge impact in changes, but also in security. Now you can with geofencing draw the lines of the exit zone, and without ES antennas, without seismic antennas, you will have the alarms and things like that. It's a perfect anti-theft of all three kind of, let's say, thievery, not just the exit zone. Let's show it here. Like thief is using a magnet, which is a typical advanced thievery method. So once they separate the clutch from this tag, immediately on the it comes a notification to the stop as a silent alarm. This product in this zone is attempt of thievery. Um, Also, you can see it here. He is going outside. This is an exit zone, and also there is a connected activity on the exit. Immediately alarm goes off and things like that.
Mm.
But not just like some advanced thieves are using. They call it the Russian bags. I don't know why, but it's actually a bags with three layers of metal on the left, on the right. So when you put a product inside with the tag, ES antennas on the exit do not register it. But my system register it because the signal is lost, so immediately shows which product in which zone is lost. This is, let's say, one of the usage of this tag, but also it replaces RFID technology. RFID technology is used to track the items from the warehouse to the stores or between the stores, but RFID has a lot of problems. It's inaccurate, especially when there is metals, when there is water, when there is other tags of other. Let's say if you are in a shopping mall and there is RFID tags in other stores, so you could record different, not just your own RFIDs. And our system is actually a perfect 100%, let's say, movement of goods. You can see what's in the store, but also what's in the position and what's not, what's it thrown up to other, categories, or it's in a ballroom or things like that. But we can use this geolocation and accelerator on different things, like we can connect it to digital signage. So let's say here, a customer comes and he touch the product, and in real time, this product, once it's touched, is shown on the screen, which is actually helping in sales. Or I don't know, you bring this one piece of goods to other zone of the store, it could promote a different product with the product you're holding in your hand, and things like that. So
That's
this is like, I call it like in the Lord of the Rings, one product to rule them all.
yeah, that's crazy. That's exceptional. I think that brings so many I don't know opportunities for the I don't know stores and managers to work on.
Yeah, yeah, like people like using digital signages, for example, all the time. Like they are implementing the digital signage, but it's static. You're just changing your commercials. It's not reacting based on customer behavior. And this is the way. This is the
Yeah,
way. Once you touch the product, this is the way to do upsale, cross sale. This is the way to really monitor what's happening in your store. You could finally now see that there is a product no one be touched, for a year, and it's occupying your assortment. It's not, like it's not sold. Okay, some items are not sold, but it's touched 1,000 times. This is an information that this item do not have a right price, or it's not on the right position or something like that. But if it's
yes,
never touched, you should move it aside.
yeah. That's another layer of information that nobody knows until now.
Yeah, and of course, on the product, on the display, you can show the different sizes, what's available, what's not. Now in the real time and with no errors, and also each tag has NFC tag, so you can just place your mobile phone next to it, and you will immediately get the web page of this product, or I don't know, we could trigger NFC to put it in a basket of your loyalty application or things like that. So there is so many opportunities as chances to use this product in various ways, and not just for changing prices. Of course, in this way, we it's a bigger investment because you need to cover all the items in your warehouse and the stores, but look the advantages.
So, what do you suggest for the companies that would like to, I don't know, introduce your solution, your concept? Because I think it offers really so much new, I don't know, exceptional things. Uh, how would they start, or what are the things that they usually go wrong with?
Yeah, they usually, they ask me what's the price for per one tank, and I say, okay, it depends. But okay, let's say it's I don't know, from 5.5 to 6.5 euros, like let's say like that, and they start multiplying. Okay, we have 3,000 or 10,000 items per store. We have 100 stores. Well, this is a 10 millions. We don't want it. But they always think, like in a way, let's scale it on entire chain. No one did it all at once. No one in the world did it all at once. They all start small. They all start point of let's proof of concept with only one store. uh, okay, now we are talking about fashion labels, or we are talking about electronic shop labels, but doesn't matter. You should start small. Start with one category. Start with one store, and then like measure all KPIs, not just KPIs you think that they are KPIs, but also KPIs that showing up as real KPIs. And now you can see what's a real return of investment, not theoretical return of investment before deciding. Once you test it, then it's different return of investment. It's totally different than before.
Uh,
Uh,
I,
you you thought this is just a paper or this is just a cut of operations. No, it's much more. You need to test it, see it, and then you see all the KPIs.
Yeah, because I think what most people go wrong with is they think about things like uh, you said return on investment, and a lot of people don't understand, or they could measure or calculate the return on investment, but they still see the products like your product as an cost, not an investment. They don't see, okay, I will invest in this so much, and then I will get this, and the next step is the opportunity, because I think your product is giving them a lot of new opportunities. It was mind blowing for me what I saw today, and these are all opportunities for the retail stores, especially for the clothes and things like that. And it's I think it's mind blowing. Uh,
I would, like I have one client. I don't want to say which one in which country, but I have one big client that it's using. He bought electronic shelf labels, and he said to me, "Okay, I want to cover only fresh category because we have a rapid changes in fresh category. This is only category that I want to cover with your ESL." Okay, we did a proof of concept phase, and they liked it, and they choose to go on the entire store, like just one store of their 80 stores. And once they tried one store, they immediately asked for, I don't know, next 10 stores. They started scaling. They saw opportunities in marketing, sales, which they didn't before. They saw how satisfied employees are. They saw productivity jump of 20%, 80% was per employee per month, which is a huge, enormous. they saw like return of goods to suppliers is now halved, because they have automatic promotion based off expiration date, which is excellent for them. Now they have a better price from their suppliers. They saw so many KPIs they didn't saw it in beginning. In beginning, it was only this replace papers. Okay, you say to me it's 2 minutes for changing a paper labels. So okay, I had 300 prices per day changed in my huge divided by my 6 people. It's 2 hours per day. Okay, this cost like this, and those were the KPIs they saw. But what happened after? They started drafting the employees of their main competitor for the same salary as those staff had in competitor, and staff immediately jumped. Like 15 people jumped to my client. And why? Because for the same salary they are not arguing with the customers on the point of sale. They are not responsible anymore for the prices. They are not doing this repetitive demanding job. They are doing what they love. They are focusing on the sales. They are fulfill their target sales, and go beyond that, so they have a bigger bonuses and everything. So once the other clients saw what is happening, the competitor, he also contacted me, and now we work with them as well. So this was one of the invisible things that TSL brought. One of the things you mentioned, like how many new advantages showing up
Yeah,
the road. And it really does,
yeah,
and
excellent.
it really shows up things that I didn't see as well. I learn from my clients. They show me.
How,
I
how to
never
use your
thought.
product?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I never thought that the supplier is actually gonna pay all these ZSLs. I thought the retailer were gonna pay this, but for the new stores, when they are opening new stores, they say, okay, the listing price for your product now is increased because of ESL. Now the promotions are um, clearly seen, always on time. You are not losing your sales, and all the suppliers accepted this cost, and so the market is actually changing, and things is showing to me that I didn't expect. So I'm learning from my clients as well. It's not my proposals to them; it's their decision to do that.
Great, I like that. So before we finish, because we're slightly over the time, uh, what's one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self when you first started your business? Would you change anything?
I would never change anything.
Ah,
Yeah,
great.
no, I'm happy with my life. I think that everything taught me a lot. What I'm today. I moved a lot between companies. I didn't work only in IT. I was doing before that marketing, even tourism, and
Oh,
things like that. Also, I have 5 kids, lovely life, lovely wife. Sorry, so I wouldn't change anything. But nevertheless, the advice for myself would be always to believe in myself. Like earlier, people would always say to me, "This already exists." Everyone say, "What do you believe that this do not exist in the world?" And this is like I don't know, pessimistic point of view. Actually, a lot of things that we think about, and it's actually a new idea to the world. It's not
hmm
something that is existing.
hmm
It's so like wrong assumption that everything we think that it's innovation that's already existing. No, no, no. It's not already existing. It's frankly most likely it doesn't exist, or it's not used as on the way you would use it. Each mind is unique, and I think that you should just believe in yourself. And when you have some goal, it should be even long-term goal. You should visualize it. You should do every day some steps towards that good goal. Never abandon it. Even if nothing is happening on this path, you should keep to your goal. Okay, slightly changing um, things, ways you do things. Of course, you're changing your strategy. You see what's not doing well, but always keep your goal, and it's always going to happen. I don't know why. I think that human human are actually a quantum beings. They are. Yeah. I think that we actually, like tuning ourselves for the frequency of reality uh, that's going to happen if we believe in it.
Well, I think it's absolutely true what you said, because the goal, if you set the goal, it's like, I don't know, if you're buying a car, if you're buying a new, I don't know, red Volkswagen, uh, i- if you haven't seen much red Volkswagens on the road before, when you decide to buy a red Volkswagen, you'll see more and more of them. And that's this thing about the goal, because if you set the goal, especially uh, I like to set smart goals, specific,
Yeah.
realistic, and so on, but I don't like the R part of this the realistic goal. I don't do realistic goals because of first I how do I know what is realistic? You know, how do
Yeah.
you know that you are not underperforming or understating it? So I always start with bold goals, the goals that I don't think are possible for me,
Mm.
and make it a challenge. And if I make it a challenge, but you have to be prepared to lose or fail. And I have a KPI that is number of fails or fuck ups,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I try to keep it high, because this way I prepare myself to these failures, and I'm comfortable with them. Because if I fail a lot, I know I'm progressing, and if I don't fail, I'm
You
too
will
low
never
in my
never learn
comfort.
from winnings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You always. This is like advice that I have for others. In each failure, actually, you can see the other medal side of the medal. You can see what's the advantage of this failure. I
absolutely.
could give so many examples of my things, but every time I lost some huge job, I tried to see the advantage of it. Everyone was like crying around me.
Yeah,
we tried so much, we lost it. But I was like, okay, we lost it, but let's see it how we can use this in our advantage.
yeah, absolutely.
And I always find this advantage. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm thinking like that. Like there is always an advantage in every loss.
Absolutely.
And
That's the
you should
mindset
focus on it.
of the winners, I think.
Yeah, I still don't believe myself as true winner yet, but I think that I have
You're
a
going
winning
into that
attitude.
direction.
Yeah, yeah. But like when I started the job, everyone saying to me, "You are crazy. You are trying to push the technology." Because I'm from Balkan, Serbia, and people here don't have so much money. It's not so rich market, and it's the last market you should push this technology to. But right now, actually, Serbia is leading in Balkan in all these countries by the number of ESL on install because of my work. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of promotions. I'm like posting every day on LinkedIn. I'm doing commercials. I had like I think around 4,000 meetings in the last 4 years. Yeah, at least 200 plus companies, the biggest companies in the region. I had meetings with. I have, I don't know, leads that I'm nurturing for 4 years now or 5 years. So it's a long relationship, long term process. I'm never giving up.
Yeah,
I hate the maybe answer. I love the no answer and yes answer, but I don't like maybe answer is scariest to me.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, we're about the end. Uh, any final thoughts?
I don't know. I think that ink as technology is amazing, not just for ESL. Like I saw examples of tiles in the kitchen changing pattern on your mobile. I saw I don't know Ben Nostrocana changing color on. I saw all the timetables. I also like in my portfolio. I have a B2 poster, which is a full color ink now. This technology from the last year. Now you have an ink full color display, so it's working without cables, without electricity, and it's perfect for the sun. All the kind of digital screens are not, can't work on a sunny on summer days, maybe LEDs or something, but it doesn't consume energy. It's sustainable. It's probably the only way forward for the future, and it's natural light for the eyes. It's not reflecting the blue light. It's like Amazon Kindle, yeah, of
Hmm?
course. And I don't know. I think that this is amazing technology and should be applied everywhere, not just in the retail that we talked about. We are using this. I implemented it in production, like I don't know, in production processes, like they're assembling something and they scan the I don't know, scan the product paper, and immediately it flash the positions of those materials that they need to assemble.
Hmm.
So they do not have rework anymore, a slight rework, or they are doing it faster than before. Finally, they have a what is time consuming, which order is taking more time. So everything went too much, increased in efficiency, sustainability. People are more happier, customers are more happier. So I don't see why this technology is not pushed more. So many stupid technologies are pushed, and this is like amazing technology for the world. This is
Yeah.
not like now, like I'm playing with I don't know, I'm using photon cells that is taking energy from ambient light. So I'm making a cell without batteries, or okay, with batteries that will fulfill entire, like for 100 years.
Hmm.
It will be endless screens, with no energy.
Yeah.
So this is the way forward. I think that everyone should think about, every surface could become a smart and energy efficient. This is the future in, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years from now, if I succeed.
Well, thank you for a really great talk. I learned a lot of things from you today, and I hope our listeners too. And have a great evening.
Thank you, Robert. I was surprised when you called me, like how, but now I'm glad you did. And I hope listeners here are happy with this podcast, and that they learned also. I do not expect them to buy immediately, or to push this technology, but they should be, open mind and think about the technology.
Uh,
And thank you.
I think don't buy immediately, buy tomorrow.
Yeah, think about, be brave to test it. This is my idea. Like don't just wait to copy Western companies. I think the West is falling behind the East like 100 years, not 10 years, like 100 years behind. So I don't see the why we need to copy, from each other. We need to, be brave and test it, and
Yeah,
test it on our own way, and this is the way forward.
excellent. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Tamara, also on your comment. Okay, Robert.
Let's see that comment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's thanking us. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.